Good evening, everyone. My name is Wanda Bowie. As a part of my assignment this week for the discussion board, I have to the assignment says, assume that you are the human resource liaison for your school district. Over the past several months, multiple complaints have been brought forward charging a particular employee with abusive behavior toward others. The abusive employee is a male and he is targeting young staff members and he is threatening physical challenges in front of students and specifically in front of the female staff members. Now, the abuser is physical and he is aggressive, and the immediate supervisor has not properly addressed the issue. Even though there have been multiple reports of abuse filed with the supervisor, they are strongly suggesting that the employee also intimidates the supervisor. Now, the objective is for the human resource liaison to take specific steps in response to this grievance. To prepare, we have to get a recorded video and we have to report our defenses. Now, in order to do that, if you work with others, eventually you will inevitably face the need for conflict resolution. You may need to mediate a dispute between two members of your department, or you may find yourself angered by something a colleague said about you in a meeting, or you may need to engage in conflict resolution with a colleague about maybe something you said in a meeting. Now, in organizations, conflict is inevitable and good conflict management tools are essential. The conduct of the employee who has had a formal grievance filed and the supervisor who failed to act is a twofold kind of problem. It is difficult to imagine that there are some employees who are willingly creating havoc in their own workplace. Unfortunately, it is true. Each year, companies suffer the consequences of employees who throw caution to the wind and put their employers at risk. Addressing employee misconduct effectively is essential to building a safe, inclusive workplace and creating an ethical organizational culture. When conflict cannot be resolved and creating a workplace that is not, acceptable, we have to do something called arbitration. Arbitration is a form of dispute resolution and is desirable and an alternative to litigation. It's less formal, it's less costly, and it's less time consuming than a litigation. Now, in some cases, a process called mediation will precede arbitration. We get a mediator in to dispute the resolution. Now, if this is not successful and it cannot be resolved through mediation, then they will move it into arbitration. Now, with that being said, we have to address the abuser as well as the supervisor. Now, to effectively prepare for this, I went and I researched the Texas Education Agency on school district policies to discover protocol as to what we should do. There is a level one where you contact the principal. Now, if you on when level two comes in, you have not gotten the right response you need from the principal, so therefore you go to the superintendent or a superintendent designee. When all else fails and you cannot say you've received the resolution, that's when you have to go to the school board. And the documentation has to be filed as a complaint. Now, with each step of the grievance process, a response is expected within a specific amount of time, and it has to be in writing. Statutory requirements are established as a framework, and these policies need to be followed. Everyone wants to be in a harmonious workplace. That's the goal of our school district, but that can be hard to achieve. Personalities are in conflict for one reason or another, but thus resolving the disputes relating to workplaces, conditions, grievances, harassments, that's a daunting task. But we know that conflicts cannot be prevented. Also, there is a solution that will be done and that will be in place. We have to know that The school board and the superintendent have to be effective. They have to be trying to improve situations between colleagues, and there has to be problem solving practices. Now, we know in life there are always going to be conflicts, but we have to know in our workplace, we do not want to go to work and be harassed, have to be intimidated by anyone. We just want to be harmonious with everyone. Now, the objective of this lesson was to discuss how would we handle a grievance. Again, consult with your principal, consult with your superintendent, as well as your school board to get the information and the responses that you need. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate your attention. Thank you.